give you a very brief tour tonight. So down here we have kids' books. That's all messy and unorganized, but they do like to read. 2 shelves of them. And now we have fiction. Some of these books I've read, some I have not. I have not read Life of Pi, but I have read An Astronaut's Guide to Life on Earth. So good. I remember my mom reading me The Chronicles of Narnia. These are like super old copies. They have like the pictures inside. Oh no! And it fell apart. That's how old they are. I'll put that back together in a bit. And then we have these books by Frederick Backman. A Man Called Ove, I swear, is an autobiography of my dad. This one's going out to you, John. Mr. Ove. I think one of the first books my mom bought me was The Hobbit. It's a different copy that I do not have here. I've read the trilogy of The Lord of the Rings. It's alright. I don't know, it's not my favorite. Moving on. Jane Eyre is probably one of my top 10 favorite books of all time. Written by Charlotte Bronte. I love the main character, Jane. She's like a feisty scrapper. And I think we can learn a lot from her. If you have not read Jane Eyre, it's so good. It has everything. It has like a very powerful female protagonist. It has ghosts. It has a crazy lady locked up in the attic. It has parties, love, romance, betrayal, death. It's all in there. Jane Eyre. Dan Brown. I enjoy him. He's a good time. These books here. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That trilogy, or a quadrilogy now, I guess. They are also fun. And then we got, your young adult fiction with The Hunger Games. And then we move on to the best series of all time. Harry Potter. There's just so much in Harry Potter that you can study and learn. You guys should check out the podcast Harry Potter and the Sacred Text. It treats Harry Potter as a sacred text and asks what can we learn about our lives through the reading of Harry Potter. So they go through one chapter at a time and they study it like they would a sacred text. It's really interesting. And we have the illustrated versions. I got those last year for Christmas. I'm slowly reading my way through Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's good times. And then we're moving up here. We have more academic works. I have my complete poems of Emily Dickinson. She's probably one of my favorite poets. She has like hundreds of poems. I'm just going to pick one at random and read it. This is number 613. They shut me up in prose as when a little girl. They put me in the closet because they liked me still. Still could themselves have peeped and seen my brain go round, they might as wise have lodged a bird for treason in the pound. Himself has but to will, and easy as a star, abolish his captivity and laugh. No more have I. Apparently I have read this one before because I did some underlining. So yeah, that's that. Emily Dickinson. And then we have, let's put that up there. Then we have the Norton Shakespeare. I love Shakespeare. The Essential Plays and Sonnets. I don't know, my favorite is Macbeth. It's so good. My favorite scene is the Porter. I'll leave a link in the description where I read the Porter. It's so good. And then we got like your Norton English thing. We have the Complete Tales of Poe, who's so good. We got C.S. Lewis. This book here on evil is a really good. Terry Eagleton is a literary critic. he talks about evil in this one. Moby Dick is probably one of the worst books I've ever had the opportunity of reading. It's such a hard book, but there's one part in here. I don't actually know where it is. Probably one of the most beautiful pieces of writing I've ever read. Oh dear. Ooh. Yeah. It talks about, and he plied forth upon the whale's white hump the sum of all his general rage. That's just such beautiful writing. Then we have Faust. I did a class on Dr. Faust. That's kind of cool. A guy who sells his soul to the devil for fame and fortune. That's a good time. Then we got this book on the outside, Looking Indian, a really interesting commentary about an Indian girl, Rupinder Gill, and that's kind of her autobiography. It's hilarious. So yeah. And then we got the last but not least, we have The Subtle Art. Don't let the title turn you off. It's probably one of the best books I've ever read. Yeah, changed my life. So yeah, there we go. There's a brief tour of my library. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to do a reading of any one of these books. Alright, and as always, we'll see you tomorrow.